Hey, my boy.
What's up, dude?
It's good to see you.
It's been a minute.
It's been a little bit.
Dude, it's been actually a whole minute. It's not a minute. It's been a whole minute.
It's been a little while.
What the hell you been up to?
Oh, the usual.
Yeah.
Hanging.
No. How's the fam?
On the grind. Fam is great.
Good.
Fam is great. How you been, man? Well, I think last time we were talking, you're about to get into your new place.
It's your new place? I'm loving my new place, man. Yeah. I'm loving
Super
it.
Nice.
It's a lot bigger.
I do. It's
for $20 more. Yeah, I was like, the carport sold me for $20 more. I mean,
oh yeah,
but no, it's a lot bigger. I do like it. It's more spacious. It actually does feel like a home instead of like an apartment, because the last one was a duplex, but it was little. It wasn't a big one,
but it's little, but it's still ducked off. It's still kind of in a good spot where it's, you know what I mean.
And my last one was the same way. I was like, I was ducked off in a corner.
A bunch of foot traffic,
here, I don't deal with a whole lot of foot traffic either, just because I'm like on a dead end, which I love. I've been blessed on that both times.
Definitely. Man, I've been watching a lot of sports.
Have you?
A lot of sports. I don't even watch football. I've been watching football.
Have you? Dang. Okay.
A couple games. If I watched 3-4 games a year, then I watched football. Technically, I don't watch. I'll never watch.
You sound like a Swiftie right now. You sound like a Swiftie right now.
Don't call me out, dude. No.
I do know you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
I do love the Chiefs. Before all this Swiftie madness, the past several years now that I think about it, because although a bandwagon fan, I joined years ago now.
Yeah,
it was like year 6 or 7.
Yeah, 6 or 7. But no, it's actually been some pretty good games, some wild games. I mean, teams that shouldn't be losing to teams. Or
you watching the Patriots at all?
Yes,
I've been hearing crazy things.
I feel bad for Belichick.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's him just falling off. I don't think so. I mean, once you're that good, and it might have just been he did have Brady for 20 years. I mean,
he's pretty aged.
So he
was in that prime seat for a long time.
I was about to say he had a prime dude. Yeah, I was about to say he had the GOAT. So the only thing that he had to do was build a line.
Yeah.
If he had a good ass line, like Brady was fine. Like he can make mediocre people be great.
They did what they had
because
to do,
all those people when they left, like Wes Welker, all of them, like they just weren't who they were when they were with the Patriots.
I remember how crazy it was when Antonio Brown joined the Patriots, and I didn't even, I'm not a Patriots fan by any means, but it was just the whole thing.
Patriots and the Bucks. He joined Brady at both.
That's true.
Yeah, on both, and that dude had so much talent, just pissed it away.
Yeah. Well, he still got endorsements. He still got business ventures going on. I'm pretty sure he's.
I don't know. I feel like this dude's just.
I'm pretty sure he's signed
falling off the deep end. Is there even a Yeezy fan or?
Yeah. I think he won his lawsuit with Adidas.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
No joke. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. He went through it for a long time. He said a lot of crazy things. He wasn't the good guy of the situation, but they kind of went back on their because they were abandoning his shit for a long time. They wouldn't even sell Yeezy products. They just had warehouses full of Yeezy products that they wouldn't touch, wouldn't sell. They didn't want anything to do with the guy.
Yeah,
and they kind of had to go back on it. I don't know the details. I'm talking out of my ass.
Yeah,
but
I'm listening.
I'm fairly positive this is what happened.
No, I have no idea. I mean, that's cool. I mean, they're still fucking expensive.
Yeah, they're stupid.
I was like, they're still expensive. I need to give me some slides, but
slides are not as expensive anymore. I went looking the other day.
Well,
you can get them under $100 on StockX.
Oh
if
shit!
You get a plain color. And
I'm down. Like I would want a black or
the blacks are expensive as hell because they're black. And cool.
Those are the ones
these are relatively cheap. The ones a little bit lighter than this are even cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get a pair on there, our size, and they're not as bad as they used to be.
All right.
I overpaid for sure.
I mean, that's where I did get my Travis's on StockX. So
I've had them for years now, and I still wear them. It's been at least 2.
I still haven't even wore those Travis's. They still
that's
sit
a
in the
damn
box.
shame. You ought to sell them to me.
They sit in the box.
That's insane.
I don't know, man. Just spend some money on those. Like I just can't get them out for no reason.
Yeah,
I get one scuff on it or something, I will be so pissed, bro. Like my night would be ruined. Like
yes,
I can't feel.
Yeah,
I still can't make myself put some.
It's hard to justify wearing something that expensive.
$400 shoes on the ground for just.
You know what I think about it? I think about it like this. if I was renting them, what would I pay to rent them? Would I pay, $20 a week, $10 a week to be able to wear like my favorite shoe? What if that's the case, how many times am I gonna wear the shoe? You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah, I probably.
if I pay $200 for the shoe, but over the course of the next 365 days, I put it on like every other
I
day.
am going to Orlando next year for Disneyland or Disney. I don't know if it's Disneyland or World. I don't know which one's there.
I don't know which one's in
I
Orlando.
know one's in California and the other one's in Florida. So I just don't know which one. I'm going to one of them. No, we're taking
I think Florida might be Disney World.
Yeah, I think
No, I'm
I don't
sure I'm not
think,
right
but
about
I'm
that.
taking my boy. We're gonna go to Disney World
That's
Land.
fire.
So
That's fire.
yeah, so I probably would break them out for like a Florida trip. I mean, I'll probably step out, and so I definitely would want my Travis's on if I'm gonna be stepping out in Florida.
I'm saying you got to put them on. I hate watching those videos where they have the shoes for 30 years and then they go to touch them and they just
Oh,
look
they
like
just
sandpaper.
oh yeah. I mean,
Sandpaper. They're like sand.
get them out and just wear them around your house or something.
Yeah, I'm
Like take some pictures in them at home.
I'd have to wear them
Yeah.
a few times. I bought some Yeezys and I like if I wear them 100 times, then that's like renting them for $1 a day. 100.
I mean, I
You know what I
get where
mean?
I get that, but I just still I
It's
don't know.
difficult to.
It
Yeah, I feel
is.
you.
It's difficult.
But you bought a nice pair. You bought a nice fucking pair of
Oh
shoes.
yeah.
You gotta at least put them on.
But I've wore those all white dunks, low dunks, more than I've wore. Yeah, because I didn't even wear the Travises.
I usually just get a pair of Air Force Ones and just wear them pretty much all year. I mean, I'll switch other shoes in between, but not that much. They'll be my go-tos, and then I'll just get them when I burn them out. I'll get another one when I burn them out. They're cheap enough, and they got a lot of integrity. They're perfect with any outfit.
Yeah. You listen to the Drake album?
Drake album's very good. I thought I liked it. It was tight. You got a lot.
Is this the one that his son drew the picture, the cover?
His son drew the picture, and his son's also rapping on it.
Is he?
He's got a little like 15-second verse where he's just like obviously freestyling, just rapping. But it's probably like 30 seconds because then right after that, a couple weeks ago, maybe like a week ago, they made a video about
I think I saw that. I'm pretty sure I saw that on TikTok.
Made it a full-length song and made a video. It's a lot of fun.
Any way that dude can make $1, bro. But that's cool bringing his kid into it. Like that is really cool.
I bet the kid's been
because like in some states, having your kid on your payroll is like a huge tax deduction.
Shit, DJ Khaled put his son as his executive producer on his last album.
Because dude, it's a huge like even, and I know in Texas because I was watching a video on that. But yeah, like that's the crazy deal about it. Like having your kid on your payroll is a huge tax deduction because you can pay them up to so much in that year.
When they're a year and a half old and they can't see any of that shit, it is crazy. His son, I think Khaled did the same thing.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they're kind of like a Donald Trump. Like they're smart. Like
they are smart.
They are smart.
They make a lot of money. I mean, Khaled's been around for a long time.
Oh yeah.
These guys, they're professionals. They're not gonna take a loss.
But I mean, dude, I watched the video. Sorry to get off topic. No, I was watching a video the other day, and it was Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz. They're making an album together and everything like that. And he was on one of the late night shows, and he asked him. He was like, "So what did you buy for your birthday?" He was like, "I bought a lawnmower and a strip club." 2 Chainz did. He was like, "Man, I was just paying people. I was paying people all the time to come mow my lawn," and he was just like, I don't know. The older I get, it's just like I could do that. Like, why am I paying somebody else to do something I can do? He was like, so I went out and bought me a lawnmower for my birthday in a strip club.
2 Chainz is like one of the most fun artists to just go around and do shit.
Yeah,
and just genuinely funny. And he's always smoking pot. You ever watch his? We talked about it. His most expensive shit,
dude. That was crazy. And his I don't know if it was on that same cooking or deal, but he had like a cooking show too.
Yeah,
and it was really freaking cool.
Just weed infused.
It was, dude.
Food all the time.
Infused everything weed, and he was constantly just smoking on it too. And like one of his producers, I had to go on there one time because he was just like they put this wax on top of one of them, and he was just getting blitzed.
He's the
But
shit for real.
I am a huge 2 Chainz fan. I do
When
like
he,
2 Chainz.
I remember when he came out, I was in high school. Well, when he came out with No Matter Where I'm At, I Got Cracked. I was in high school, and everybody loved this shit. I thought he was Future, but when I found out who he was, I liked him because I remember he did a song with Lil Wayne back when he went by Titty Boy when he was Play a Circle. There's another group, him and this other guy, Play a Circle. They did that song Duffel Bag Boy with Lil Wayne.
There was this girl was interviewing 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne the other day, and that's what she brought up. She was like, "It's one of my favorite songs by y'all." And now y'all can.
Jazzy. She's the best interviewer too. She's like 13 years old or something
Yeah,
like
I was
that.
gonna say
14.
she was a younger girl.
She's the greatest interviewer. She's interviewed Jay-Z and Rocky
crazy.
and Travis and I mean everybody. Like she started off just like asking people for interviews. It's really fire. I follow her on IG. Her shit is really tight. I saw that interview she did with 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne. I'm glad they put out an album.
That was what I say. The one where I think 2 Chainz has some crazy glasses on.
I can't lie. I was being a hater when he came out. I was in high school, and I remember being like, everything that he says would sound better coming out of Lil Wayne's mouth. Is what I used to say in high school. Yeah. That everything he says, like it's like Lil Wayne style bars, where if Wayne said it, you'd be like, oh, that's classic Wayne. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe there's a.
I'm ready to actually hear their album that comes out. Or make
I'm no longer a hater. Also, I'd like to say I'm no longer a hater. I was stupid. I was like 16 when that shit came out. I'm obviously 2 Chainz the shit. He's in the shit. But I'm excited to hear that album too. And Lil Wayne's supposed to drop Carter 6 at some point, I think. Carter.
Damn.
He's put out so many Carter albums and tapes. He's got the best catalog. Lil Wayne's my.
I figured honestly, I'm not saying he doesn't. It's not, but 6 is a lot just in the Carters. But I thought he had way more Carters than that. I thought he was at least higher than Carter 6.
I remember when he was putting out Carter 4 is when I think he went through his legal stuff. Because it was the same time Young Thug was getting hot and they had a beef. And Young Thug put out his album and he was going to call it Carter 6. Or, yeah, Carter 6. Or, am I crazy? Is it Carter 5? He was like skipping one. I think he was just putting out the 4 and he was putting out Carter 5 or something like that. I can't remember now. But, yeah, Wayne like sued him or, threatened lawsuit. So he changed it to Barter 6 because they're bloods, both of them. And, you do that. You switch up the letters. So he called it Barter 6 and he put it out. I was a huge fan. I love it still. It's 2014. I love it. It was incredible. Him and Wayne had beef. They were like shooting at each other's tour buses and shit. A lot of the guys went to jail. It really solidified Thug as like a real deal. You don't fuck with this guy. I don't care if he like dresses funny and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Type shit. Like he's always gotten hate. People always called him gay since the beginning of his career. But he's always continuously proved that he's the best. He's the GOAT.
He is good.
Lil Wayne is obviously my favorite artist of all time.
Yeah.
I'm an old guy. I'm old.
I definitely.
But I wouldn't expect a 20-year-old to pick Wayne over Thug. I wouldn't expect like a young kid to pick Wayne over Thug. Obviously not, because Thug is better than anybody else. I think.
Yeah.
I just like that style.
I got you.
Just influence. They have a lot of influence over there. The people, over the way music's done when they're rapping.
So you been watching any of these fights?
Man, I gotta pull up this last fight. The fucked up thing is I've been taking notes on the old fights that we can't even talk about now. I feel like all, you know what I mean? Like it's dated now. I'm talking weeks back.
I'm gonna tell you what,
on shit that
before we get in deep into like the past fight, like, bro, did you watch any more of the Contender Series? Dude, I watched the next episode and the episode after that, after Malik fought, and there was 2 people on one that lost, and
I thought you mentioned that it's on right now.
No, it's over now. They already did all their episodes, but the 2 weeks after Malik fought, two people on one card and one person on another card that lost got a contract.
I think you mentioned that.
And they were.
I watched the one after that, but I didn't see that one.
But fucking craziest fights I've ever seen. Like
you're telling me that made me watch the
these
next
two girls. There's 2 girls and 2 guys. 2 girls fought first, and when that bell rang, they did not stop swinging at each other till the 3rd round, and that bell rang. Like I do not know how these girls didn't get gassed out. I don't know how they didn't get tired. Like they literally threw hands the whole time, and it was crazy. And yeah, whenever they did the deal, like Dana gave both of those girls and then the two guys that came in, they're like, dude, there's no way you can top this. Like the two guys, they literally swung for 3 rounds. The dude got knocked almost like folded 30 seconds into the fight and caught his second wind and just made it all the way to the third round. And dude just fought, almost knocked out the other dude. Like it was just crazy. They swung for 3 rounds. Like, how did you not get tired?
There's a reason Contender Series is as popular as it is, man.
Yeah,
They get so much talent.
He took in like 18. He broke the record for the most contracts this season, and it was like 43 or 44 contracts. But there was, yeah, I think they said there was like 18 different countries that he took. Brazil was the most taken fighters, and then US was second. But then there was 18 different fighters from different countries that made it into the UFC.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, he's taking everybody.
I think the more people he can get, the better for the organization.
It's getting huge, and it's so hard to like keep up with everybody. Like there is so like
I didn't
realize how many people there are actually in the UFC. I mean, I knew there was a lot, but like now, like every fight, there's always somebody like 2 or 3 fights that I'm like, dude, I've not even heard of this person. You know, like
Dana hired a guy who just had a lot of UFC knowledge the other day. He was talking about it's a young guy. I forget his name now, but they were asking him, I guess he knows the people that work there. I think he works there. Or no, he didn't work there before because he gave him a job on the spot. When he met him, he was like, I have another contract for you. He's like, ask him anybody on the roster. He knows who he is. Like, one-off fighters, just people from the past. He knows everything. He's like an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
And he's just this, young black dude. Just chill as fuck. And he was like, you want to work for me? Over for UFC? Like,
so many fucking fighters that I'm like, dude, I've not even heard of you. Like,
yeah. Shit, look at Raul Rosas before he, just an 18-year-old
But
kid.
I'm sure a lot of but I don't watch the Ultimate Fighter, so there's no telling how many people are coming from the Ultimate Fighter and stuff like that. Because like, I don't know, does he just go out there and just give contracts to anybody? Like, I don't know how that works. Like, is he just like, even though you didn't do a Contender Series or Ultimate Fighter, like, are you still getting a contract? Like, how does that mean?
I think everybody that comes through does have amateur wins.
Oh yeah, they have amateur and pro, but it's just I don't know.
It's hard to, I don't know. It's kind of funny to me that it seems like they're coming in to sign a contract immediately. Dana White's like, all right, you earned your contract. Here it is. Sign it. Can we not talk about it? Is it not negotiable?
Yeah,
is it just your way or no way? Like, it's interesting. Of course, these fighters, they fought to get here. Obviously, they're going to do whatever it takes to.
I'm sure you're going to need somebody to read that fine print before you sign the actual paper. Because he's just like, hey, you got a contract in the UFC. So
he's like, come pick up your contract.
I'm sure,
like, sign it.
You'll definitely need somebody to read that contract before you're just signing it because you need to know the fine print. Like,
yeah. And I mean, look at the stars. I'm not trying to shit on, the UFC at all. I love the UFC, but look at the stars like Francis Ngannou and these guys.
They're out
Anthony
because
Pettis,
of their contract.
But these guys that have great talent, but and have wins in solid pay-per-view fights, that are crazy as hell, like Ngannou, that aren't getting paid what they should, and end up leaving the organization. That's bad for the organization too. Mm-hmm. It kind of shows the underbelly of the shit.
You're making crazy amounts of money. Pay your fighters, especially give them health care and all that.
They're picking.
That's what they're saying. I guess they're not getting enough of is health care. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I mean that's what like everybody's usually like Jake Paul and all of them are constantly like arguing about like give your health care to your fighters. Like that's crazy if they don't have health care, especially in the industry that they're in. Like. They're getting the shit beat out of them.
Yeah, I'd like to read one of those contracts.
Dude, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
Insane. Just the damage they go through on the regular basis. Like, I'm sure it's still expensive being an athlete, having to constantly be in and out of the hospitals and Um, that's why they do so much training and shit. But it doesn't. I mean, when you get knocked out in the cage, not only do you take the loss, but you also have a mandatory 6 months at home. You don't get to fight. You don't get to earn any money. So they make a big purse, but you gotta imagine. I
Oh,
mean,
that is like
money goes quick.
old Volk's not going to be able to fight.
He's
For
not gonna be
six
able to
months.
fight for 6 months minimum, and then he has to get picked for a fight. So these guys die on their shield. They don't give a fuck. Same with if they break something.
Honestly, what I want to see, and I wanted to see it be a fight night main card, so it can be a 5-round fight, is old Usman and Whitaker. I think that'd be
a great fight.
that would
Robert
be a
Whittaker
great fight.
and
And
Usman, that'd be
especially
insane.
them being, because they're both a 5-round kind of a fighter. Like, give them I mean, Usman's just lost like 3 fights in a row. Like, it's pretty hard to do. Like, I would
throw
put
one
him
that's
against.
controversial.
Oh yeah,
I want to throw one that's controversial, but and again, I don't mean to be shitting the guy because I'm a fan. But Sean O'Malley, before he got that title fight, should have had to fight Cheeto Vera again.
that's what a lot of people are
Shoulda had to
pissed
fight
off
Cheeto
about
Vera.
right now, because
Why not?
Well, not because of that, because they're mad at O'Malley because O'Malley wants to give Vieira the title fight because he feels like he has something to prove over him than all these other fighters.
Yeah, I'd
I
like
mean,
to see it.
That would be a crazy fight.
He
I do
he
want to
got
see
hurt
it.
in the first one
Yeah,
pretty early on, and
he broke his foot or
yeah.
ankle or something like that. Like,
I don't remember if it was a stoppage. I'm pretty sure it was a stoppage, and they gave it to Cheeto.
I believe
Or was it a no contest?
I don't know if it was a no contest. I know he has a no contest, but I think it was.
Speaking of no contest, you watched the fights this past weekend. Did you see that bullshit no contest?
Oh, the third fight with
it was Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker fighting
they asked him where he was, and he was
Russian
like, I'm in the
kids.
desert, and they stopped the fight because I mean he technically wasn't wrong, like Dana said.
Yeah, it was Whitaker and Magomed Ankalaev.
Yes.
Shit was insane.
And
he pushed the ref out of the way.
Yeah.
I was pissed. He wanted to fight. Let the motherfucker fight.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That was man, there's been a lot of bad stoppages here lately.
It was definitely he should have took a point, if anything, from Magomed for kneeing him in the face, because that's what stopped the fight. He was down opponent. Walker was on the knee, and he took a knee straight to the face. Took it like a champ too, because it was nasty.
It was solid kick to the face.
But I guess they said Walker indicated to the ref like what I guess they asked him like where it was. What state are we in? And
they said, where are you? And he said, in the desert. I mean, he's not. I mean, he should have said Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
But I mean, he kind of like Dana said.
He said in the desert.
Yeah, in the desert, and they stopped the fight.
Did they think he was being? Did they think he was being a little rude?
I don't know.
Did they think he was being kind of condescending?
That's what they said. But like Dana said, he's not wrong. I mean, he is in the desert. But yeah, that's why they stopped it. Because that was his answer.
I didn't know what he said. I thought they were just like, you know where you are.
Yeah, I watched the video and they were interviewing Dana, and that's what Dana said. He was like, yeah, they asked him where he was at, and he said he was in the desert. He was like, well, technically he wasn't wrong. So we're just gonna be better on these stoppages. I was like,
sounds a little discriminatory.
I mean, dude, there's been some pretty crazy stoppages, and the one that I said that was a very bad stoppage. In the Contender Series this year, he got to fight on the last episode. He was the main event on the last episode. Knocked the dude out in like 15, 30 seconds. Like came out there just went crazy. Knocked him out.
Was a bad stoppage?
The first fight. And so Dana said when he gave him his contract, he was like, we've never already had a fight planned for somebody, but yours is already planned for you and the dude that had the bad stoppage. Like that shouldn't have been stopped. He was like, so those are going to be y'all's both y'all's main. That's going to be y'all's both first fight.
That's fire.
So I'm pretty excited to watch that, because honestly, the other dude that he just got knocked down and was still defending himself, and they called it. The ref just stopped it, and it was a bad call. It was a bad stoppage.
Contender Series must have just finished.
It just finished I think last week or the week before. That was the last one. But I think it was last week was the last one, or the week before that. But no, it was crazy. It was legitimately, to me, one of the best seasons that I've seen on the Contender Series.
Such a good series.
Like
They get the best talent. Who doesn't want to
they
fight in the
really
UFC?
do. They really do.
But
Like
frankly,
the talent on it is just
if
crazy,
PFL
bro.
or one of these other organizations put on a similar type of series where it was dudes fighting for a contract, they would get a lot of talent too. And you might even, I wish the shit had more, was highlighted more. The other
Yeah.
organizations, I'd like to see those fighters fight. A lot of those guys are good as hell.
There is a lot of good ones. Little malfunction.
Don't look at my butt, dudes. God damn. Sorry, Doug.
Oh, you're good.
No, I'd like to see more. I forget about Friday night fights because I'm waiting for Saturday.
I do. I don't know what comes on Fridays.
So one of them comes on Friday. Oh, I believe
Tuesday.
PFL or
Oh, I was just. Oh,
one
my.
of the other.
That might be. I thought you were talking about like UFC. I was like,
No,
I
no.
don't. I
But I'm
thought
saying we don't watch these other organizations. We forget about them because we're
I
waiting for
don't.
Saturday night
Yeah,
UFC fights.
they don't. And they might, but I don't. I don't see them headlined a whole lot. Like I don't see like them showing fights. Like, hey, we have
And
Pettis fighting this weekend or anything. Like I don't ever see anything for it like I do the UFC.
it is fun as hell seeing the UFC pan the camera, and they got like Mel Gibson. They got Donald Trump just chilling
Chilling
watching
right
somebody
beside him.
break their leg in the octagon. Sick as fuck. I mean, it's pretty cool. No other president ever went to the fucking UFC and watched, alongside the octagon. It's pretty sick.
Did you hear? We're watching the Lakers game while we're doing the
Yeah,
podcast.
Lakers look like they're about to take the
Uh,
first loss of the
I mean,
series.
they still got a whole quarter and they're only down by 7.
I'm hating.
But LeBron's his first year being the oldest player in the NBA.
Who retired?
I don't know. I don't know. That was older than him. But yeah, he's the oldest active player right now. And he still got this year, and technically he's from the commercial he just put out. He's kind of wanting to play with both sons.
I'm sorry to change the subject, but why is everybody hating on Dwight Howard? Why is everybody making such a ruckus?
I don't know. I mean, he went to the I think he was in Thailand. He was on a Thailand team overseas last year. I mean, he balled out like he was unstoppable.
I mean,
like,
in the media,
putting
I
up
see a lot of
stupid numbers. Like
in the media, I see a lot of things about his trying to hook up with like other dudes and stuff, and people having a problem with it. And he admitted, he's like, well, he's like, no, I'm not gay. I just like to party. And people have this big problem with it. It's like, well, the dude's a star player. He's great. Always been great. Good at what he does. Super nice guy, philanthropist. I don't know if he gives charitable donations. I don't know why I called him philanthropist. He's a good ball player.
He was.
But yeah, they try to like out his texts and stuff where he's like, he's so crazy.
I mean,
show me that big.
I guess I haven't seen all that, but I mean,
but they're hating. At least he keeps you real.
Yeah,
at least he's gonna tell you the truth.
He goes both ways.
It's all good. No, people were mad at Rodman when he did it, and we grew. At anybody everybody ask anybody.
There's no
Robin.
change in Robin.
That's what you love about him. He's he doesn't give a shit. And he's a star player. Being a star player really gets you places. You really don't have to. I love watching The Last Dance.
He did go from two good teams, going from the Pistons to the Bulls.
You watch Last Dance and you get to see him. You see Rodman just run off and not give a fuck and just go do wrestling instead of playing basketball. Oh, come back and play basketball.
Go get married
the
to
same
Pamela.
week.
Was it Pamela Anderson?
Was it Pamela Anderson?
Yeah, I think it was. Oh no, he went and got married to. Yeah, he was. It was wild.
There's a video. He posted a video. I guess he was trying to be nice. He's trying to thank Kanye for sending him some shoes. So his wife comes in. Yeezy's coming like a brown box, and they slide out sort of. And his wife's like, "Hey, you got a package from Kanye. Kanye sent you a present." And he's like, "Oh, he did? Oh man!" And he sits down and he grabs the fucking box body and just rips it open to get to the shoes. He rips it open like a barbarian and puts the Yeezys on. He's like, "Wow, Kanye, these are great, man." It's real awkward. But obviously he's showing compassion. He's just Dennis Rodman.
He gives no fucks.
Yeah,
Gives no fucks at all.
it was just hilarious because it's like, dude, never seen a pair of boxy Yeezys in his life, so he just rips the. It's just a brown cardboard box, and to be fair, it is just a brown cardboard box to come in. So I can see how he get.
They do come in a cheap ass box. You spend all this
confused
money
with,
to
like,
get a cheap box. I mean,
UPS
you really
package.
can't say. I mean, like the Nikes and all of them come in a cheap ass Nike
Right.
box too. That
Just got a little gloss
I
to
was
it.
gonna
It's
say,
painted
yeah.
black, and it's got a red Jordan
just
emblem.
some cardboard.
Yeah.
So I mean, technically no, because this is a little thicker, like better cardboard. I mean,
It's unique, kind of like an iPhone.
It's yeah.
Like it's designed.
I mean, okay.
Thinking
take
about
my words back. He does get a good box.
He's got a nice.
He's got a good box.
He's been having a lot of fun too. I love Kanye, man. Kanye's so fun.
Yeah, I heard.
I think we totally fucking didn't even get into the UFC fights. I'm sorry. I'm all over the road.
We are.
I don't even have my contacts. I'm dying.
3104.
Oh, good. These fights last week, insane. Before I even look at it, I'm gonna try to go off the top. I have no knowledge. I realize about myself. My brain doesn't really work the way it used to, and
No.
it's not just because I'm getting old. I think it's just it's how brains work. At a certain point, you can't. I have no short term. I can remember events, like things that I did. I went in to the bank or I renewed my license, but I can't remember. Like if you ask me, like, hey, which room did you leave the charger in? I couldn't be like, oh, it's plugged in right here. My shit just doesn't work like that anymore.
Yeah.
I gotta go look. It's fucked up. I gotta write everything down in a notebook, check it off as I go. I'm a geezer. I'm dying over here.
Damn.
But
I mean, I'm not on that level. I'm older. Than
oh
you.
yeah, I'm saying. I just had a birthday. I just turned 30.
You're 30?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
And
I didn't know you were a dirty
I'm
30.
60. Goddamn it, my brain is gone. I don't
Yeah.
even know where I'm at now. I'm dying inside.
No, my body says I'm fucking 80.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Oh yeah.
Man, never stopping.
Yeah. Well, you put in a lot more physical work than me. You know what I mean? You're always on
Especially
the go.
mowing, dude.
I'm saying you're always on the go. So
I try to. I don't know. I get bored. Like I gotta be doing something. Like so. Like why not make some money?
Yeah. You totally. I mean, that makes sense though. It makes sense though. You weren't in the house playing video games. You weren't bullshitting. You know what I mean? You're always doing something.
I was constantly working.
I was definitely in the house playing video games.
So
I just beat Grand Theft Auto 3. I've been playing that game
just
for
like digging in,
years.
just making money.
Yeah, that's the best thing.
That's the
You can't sleep. The money doesn't sleep.
I want to be retired by 40. That's my goal. Is to be retired by 40. Like my company's just going good for themselves. I can just sit back and just chill.
That would be the best.
I mean, that's my goal. So, I mean, it's looking good so far, but I mean, there's lots of improvement.
Yeah. No.
And I've learned a lot, especially in the past year and a half of owning a business. Like you learn a lot real quick, real fast. Like lots of things breaking, lots of things like not going your way. You just gotta find a way of.
And you got to satisfy the client. I mean, you got to be a real. You got to have a real personality.
There's some like man, when it comes to yards,
like
like some yards, I'm like, it's crazy. Like people are extremely picky when it comes to their yard. Like,
yeah,
and it doesn't matter if
it's
like I have some. They're like, oh, the old people are always like, no, honestly, like some of my best customers are the old people. Like. It's like some of these younger people on their yards. I'm like,
I can't lie.
Like,
I can't lie. It's like if I own the house and I'm getting the yard mode, I'm paying to have the shit. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like a haircut for your house. I care about my haircut.
Oh
so
yeah, I mean,
I can
I'm
understand.
Not gonna go and do a half-ass job like doing your yard. Like that's my thing. Like
people are so hard to please.
Dude, they really are.
Some people are
like,
incapable.
Dude, I'm like. There would be like this one lady, and she'd be, "Oh, it's not level." I'm like, "Well, ma'am, your backyard's not level. You look at it right now; it's just going like this. Like whoever did your backyard did a terrible job. Like,
yeah, your foundation is fucked up. I'm sorry."
And she was like,
I'm doing the
she was like, "Can you mow it again?" And I'm like, "Well, of course." Like, and go and mow it. And I don't even know where I'm mowing because it's not my mower. It's her. It's her.
Yeah.
I just my mower is brand new. Like I just spent 10 G's on this thing. Like
shit, yeah.
Like it runs like a champ. Like no, But like, no, there's just those people, and you just gotta say yes, and then you do it. And she's like, "Oh, it looks so much better." I'm like, "It looks the exact same,
You
lady."
ever walk into a restaurant, or not even a restaurant, a McDonald's? My experience most recently was a McDonald's. You walk in there, people are waiting, but nobody's in line. You place your order, you get in the line, and then you see just person after person in like 2 minute increments walk back in holding their bag and their receipt. Like, my shit's fucked up.
And
It
you're
happened
reading it
at
off a screen like, "No mayonnaise." Like, don't put mayonnaise on there. Why'd you put mayonnaise
I've,
on there?
I've never worked at a McDonald's, but I'm pretty sure the burger is on a timer and cooks itself. I'm pretty sure. Even the soda's on a conveyor belt.
Yeah.
Even the soda's on a conveyor belt. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
I've
It's
never
just
worked at
like,
McDonald's, and I
you
can't
just gotta,
intelligently speak on it, but it seems pretty fucking easy.
dude. But no, like, yeah, there's some of them like
I worked
some of
at a
those customers
Sonic,
would be
and I
they're
rocked that
rough.
shit.
But
That was a lot of fun.
I guess being in the industry I've been in, being at the pawn shop, like I just take it with a grain of salt and go on with it and just make the best of it. I mean,
You really have to.
you realize you're not gonna please everybody, and just you got to do your best.
No matter what
Best
you do.
way to make your company look as good as possible. And
Yeah.
I mean, just that one bad mouth person spreads. I mean, it goes to a lot of people, and you don't want that on your name for especially having a company.
True.
So I mean, I do the best I can because like I look at everybody's yards like it would be my yard, like, and plus it's got my name all over it. So like I want to make sure it's the best. So I mean,
That's
like
if
there's
everybody
certain
had half
things
of
that I
that, we'd
don't
be
look.
doing
I let
great.
certain employees do. Like I have to do. I have to be the one to do that because as of right now, my company's not that big. Like where I can just trust somebody to go and do that. Where
And when
but it's getting there.
when your reputation's on the line, you want to be the one
Oh, yeah.
that's having making executive decisions.
It's
on
getting
shit.
bigger and getting more employees, and
That's legit.
it's getting there. So
yeah, retired by 40 is such a dream.
that's
That'd be sick as
definitely my
hell.
dream for sure.
Sick.
But it's looking good. I mean, we'll just have to see when that time gets here. I mean, I still got 7 years, so a lot can change in 7 years.
Facts.
So I mean, as long as it's running good, and hopefully here pretty soon, I'm trying to be an entrepreneur, dude. Like I just want to invest in all kinds of stuff. Like I don't know, I want something else after this. Like I guess when like all that money I've made through my company, like all the profit that I've made, like that goes into a different deal. Like I'm sitting on that. Like I live off my other.
That's the best way, man.
And so that I'm like, what can I do with all this before I get to 40? Like invest. Like that's the thing nowadays. Like you got to take that leap and invest.
You ever thought about getting into like crypto, anything like that?
Kind of. I have, and I haven't. One of my partners, he's into it, and he's huge into it. Like, I don't know, man. It's just that kind of a gamble is just.
You gotta be smart about it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not smart about it. Like, I know zilch about the stock market. I don't know how all that stuff works.
It'd be
like,
smarter to invest in like a company than crypto right now. I think
the
crypto fad kind of.
I don't know. Like, yeah, like I don't know. He's got my partner. He's got so much into it. It's crazy, and he does good with it. I mean, he does have his bad times, but like he's got all of it put onto like so he can look and be like, hey, I've lost this much. He's got it all broken down, so it's like easy for him. But like I don't know. Like I do want to invest in something like that, but I don't know. I kind of want to invest more in companies than I do. Something that I know nothing about.
Absolutely. Investing in yourself.
And it's not like, I can learn it, of course. And especially I could learn it through him. And I'm sure I could learn it pretty quick. It's just, I don't know. Like sometimes like whenever you're doing like investing in something like that, you want to put a pretty big chunk down, like, I don't know.
You got to be, the thing about investing is you got to not be afraid to take a loss.
Yeah.
And that's not me. I'm afraid to take a fucking loss. But if I put in $100 and I keep it in there for 3 months and then I get scared and I pull it out and I only make $1.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
won. I
That's
feel like I won. I don't
I
care.
feel like I won.
A win's a
That's
win.
the I mean, I get that.
You know
I
what I
get
mean?
that. But like
It's the game you're
if I'm
playing.
investing in something like that, I wanted to, I don't know, like
You got to play the long game.
something,
Investing.
I don't know, like a company me going into, like I feel like it's on me if it fails. Stock market, I have no idea. Like, it's not in my hands. Like my company's is in my hand.
You got to have somebody on the inside. Stock
That's
market.
true. Like I don't, and I'd have to get into more with it. But as of right now, no, I want to invest more into like company wise, like building my businesses, and yeah, so I can by 40, like my kid's still in school and I'm already retired and I can enjoy it with him, you know. That's kind of my goal.
That'd be excellent.
So just have people working for me and I'm sitting at home playing golf.
Hell yeah.
Not doing nothing.
Yeah, it's tough for guys that want to be independent right now.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of family that are just private contractors,
Plus
and it's
and
not
like,
easy. And
nowadays you gotta, you like,
again, though, you got to play the long game. You got to
mm-hmm.
really invest in yourself. And
So I want to be my boss. I want to be my own boss. Like I love my company that I work for. Like it's one of the best companies to work for. Like I know it has its up and downs. That's every company, but I've been there for 12 years and the owners treat me great.
yeah,
Like
it is great.
he's a great owner to work for, and like I have nothing wrong with him. But at the end of the day, like I want to be my own boss. Like,
Yeah,
I don't want someone to tell me what to do. Like
yeah.
I don't want to be telling other people what to do to make my business as great as possible. And
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
that, but no, that's my goal. Invest more. Just been saving a lot of bread and getting to the point. I'm like, I've been thinking now, like, what I want to invest into. Like, do I want to buy like a house and rent it out? Do I want to buy another company? And like,
I bet it's hard. Again, we were talking about employers earlier that just like regular restaurants and things like that. It's hard to find help. You know,
yeah,
with both our
dude, it's hard to
businesses,
find
it's
help.
hard to find
Period.
help. I bet just you being a business owner, you have to be extremely selective, especially
Especially that you're giving someone with it something you just spent $10,000 on to go and hey, like you go and run this. Like,
yeah, they tell you they have
dude,
the
it's
experience to
like,
operate that
especially
machinery, and you got to
and
trust
it's
they can
not
do it and
easy
not
running
mess
that
it up.
machine
No,
because
man.
it's like it can get away from you really quick. Like
Yes.
the other day, like the grass was so high in one of the areas that I was mowing, I felt like one of my back tires fell into the hole, and it made me pull my throttle, and I did like a wheelie, and it like it was like taking off with me, like because it's so much power, and like when I hit it, it just did a wheelie because I'm standing on the back because it's a stand-up zero turn, and like it can get away from you, and like and it's that easy, and that's what I tell them. I'm like running this, like I'm gonna put you on a house that I know, like if you have wavy lines, like it's okay because it's like it's my house, or it's like I'd much rather you like mess up my yard than a customer's yard. It's kind of like when I broke my window the other day. I don't know if it was my back window on my truck. I don't know if it was for me mowing or for me weed eating, but I got in my truck and went to back up, and my back window was just shattered.
That sucks.
Like it was still there. Like I went and got it fixed before it like completely shattered. Luckily, I guess my tent was holding it up. Like, but yeah, before, dude, sorry to get off topic this millionth time, but like going to my broken window, glass. Do you know how much buying a glass for a vehicle is? Like, dude, it is stupid.
Really,
bro? Like mine was a powered back window. I have a standard window now, just a plain Jane window, because for me to get my same powered window put back in there, it was $1,200.
Oh my god!
Which my company was paying for. Like, so I mean, I wasn't technically out of. I mean, I am, but I'm not. Like, it wasn't my personal. It is. It's a weird deal, but no, my company was paying for it. It was.
Though. No,
and I was like, dude, I can't. No, I was like, no, just put a standard window, and for a standard, just plain Jane window,
600,
350.
That's not see. That's well, it's more reasonable. I'm not gonna say it's not bad. I'd still like to pay
But I
whatever
was
some cheap
like,
ass.
why is it like you just
I
might as
bet
well
it's
say
because of
another
all
G?
the. I bet you said it was powered though, so
Yeah.
it needs an actuator. An actuator is $100. I only know that because I had to buy. I had to get priced 2 actuators from my previous vehicle,
I was like, dude, I'm in the wrong
and it was
fucking business.
$100 a piece, and I think it was another $100 installation. I want to say
I was
per
like,
window,
$1,200.
per
Yeah.
window.
I
So
talked to one of my other buddies, and for him to do it was gonna be like $900. And I was like, nah, like, dude, like, and I get it. Like he said, it's just a really hard one. Like you have to take out the seat and like all this other
I can
stuff. He was like, it's
imagine
just
it has to
time
roll.
consuming
Yeah,
and that
that
power
sucks ass.
deal. And he was like, yeah, it's just the pain. And I was just like, bro, like that's
No.
just a huge difference.
I will ride around with that crap. Well, yours was shattered. I guess you had no
Dude, it
choice.
was,
Yours
yeah,
was
it was
shattered.
it
That's
was
fucked up.
it
If
and
I
it
had
was
just a cracked
fine.
window,
Yeah,
I'd be
it was just
let
a
it
shattered
ride.
window, but like you couldn't feel the crackness. Like it was cracked,
Yeah,
but you couldn't feel it on either side. So it
that
hadn't
10
made it
is
all the way
legit.
through
Yeah,
yet.
that 10 is low.
And my son got in my truck and just slammed the fucking door.
And it
Like
just fell
because he
through.
always like just make sure it's like shut. And dude, yeah, he slammed. And no, it just like it like really pushed it out a little bit. And
Oh,
dude, and just it gradually just started like cracking more and more all the way around. And luckily I made it to my appointment like to get it fixed. But I was just like, dude.
that sucks, man.
But
But
yeah.
did they have to take out all of the equipment in the door to make it uh, like the actuator and
Well,
everything from the old one? So it's not there
I don't
anymore.
know how that works because I wasn't there,
Do you
but
still
I
have the
mean
capability to put in?
I still have my button and that's because it's right there like where like my air conditioner and stuff is in the front. So like for me to open that window is right there, but I mean no, yeah, because it's a full ass window now. Like I was just like no, like
Car
I don't.
parts are unnecessarily expensive.
It is.
Labor is unnecessarily expensive.
Luckily, I got lucky with that. Like luckily, all my family are mechanics. So
Yeah,
like the other day,
thanks.
I did a tune up on my truck. I changed spark plugs, all that. And it was like $200 for me to buy all that stuff. Like for me to go and get that done from a shop, I'm sure I was probably gonna
Yeah,
spend 1,000 if more, if not more, like
labor's a couple
just
hundred
to
bucks
get
an
all
hour.
that.
It's
Yeah,
insane.
I was gonna say yeah. It was. I got a deal because of my cousin for the parts, but no, like luckily all my family are then, so he helped me. He helped me with it all, and
and if it's
she
like
runs
a
like a champ.
if it's like a fender bender, you really got to get insurance involved. You could totally ruin your life. Ruin your life when you ruin your
Yeah,
when you,
insurance is
yeah, the
stupid.
insurance is insane. I saved a young child the other day. I saved a young child. I'm going down. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna say the name of the street, but it's close to my house. I'm at a red light. Somebody rear ends me, and I didn't even notice at first. I drive a big piece of shit truck, and it rocked a little bit. I heard the tire squeal, and then it rocked a little bit, and I was kind of looking around, and I saw a car too close to mine. So I was like, okay, so I pull off to the side, and it's like a young girl, obviously like high school, maybe college age, and her shit. My truck's kind of sitting high, and I didn't realize I have a hitch for like a 2 inch, and she ran into that, pushed her front of her grill back. She's driving like a Pontiac, like G6 or something. Pushed the whole grill back, but a huge hole the size of the hitch. So she got out. She's like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "No, you're cool." Like, looks like nothing happened to mine. Mine had a couple scratches around that hitch. That's it. Mine was fine. Plus, it's a shitty old car
Dude,
or truck.
I've had that happen before. Like someone hit my truck and it did more damage to them.
It destroyed.
It just scratched mine. Like
And
I
I
have
was,
like a little dent in my bumper. And I'm like, dude, I'm good. Like,
and it's right here by this underpass before you get to Chainz, right down this
okay,
road.
I got you.
So it's a busy intersection. I'm going to. I'm getting my license renewed, so I'm going to the DPS. I have an appointment in 5 minutes because I don't respect being on time. The girl hits me. We pull off to the side of the road, and so I'm looking at her shit. I'm like, it looks like you took the brunt of the damage. She's like, yeah. Do you think we need to? I'm like, I'm good if you're okay. And she's fine with it. So she gets in her car, and I'm like, all right. And I said, I'm sorry this happened to you. Like, you got fucked up in this situation. I'm fine. I don't even care about this vehicle. Oh, I care about it, but it's beat up. So
Yeah.
not even beat up, but it's old. I talk a lot of shit about it. It's a good vehicle. Her shit got destroyed, and if I could ruin her insurance right now if I go want to file a claim for my 20-year-old vehicle.
And there's those people.
I'm not gonna do that to this kid. I'm I took no damage, but some people would be jerks about it.
Oh,
The
yeah.
people I hit, I hit I was, it's probably like 8 years ago or something like that. I hit an old couple. I was on break at work. I was working at a restaurant. I won't say the name. It was the
Mhm.
Outback Steakhouse. All right, I was working there, and I was on break, and I was smoking a little weed. So open the glove compartment. I got a little half a roach in there. I'm just on break, headed to the house, and I'm going down a long road. And I start to fire it up, and I see out of my peripheral like a
Did you get
gray
it lit?
hatchback vehicle. I slammed on the brake. I slammed on the brake. I made it this time. I slammed on the brake, and I was like, "Oh shit!" How stupid would that be if I just ran into these people trying to fire up this joint? That'd be ridiculous.
Yes.
So I go to fire the joint up again,
I go to fire.
and
Nine.
as I'm sparking as I'm firing it up, I run into the same vehicle, and it was an old couple.
You
And
run into
I
the
ran
same.
into them. I was driving a 1990 Honda Accord, which is probably my favorite vehicle I've ever owned. It was sick as shit. But their vehicle was much nicer and newer. It wasn't 30 years old. So I run into them. The front end of my vehicle folds up like an accordion. Their bumper has a couple pieces of like white paint scratched on it. So mine got the brunt of the shit. I get out. I'm in like Outback gear. I'm tatted up. I'm like, hey, you doing all right? Anybody hurt? It's two old people. They look back at me like I farted. They were disgusted with me. It was fucked up. And so I just awkwardly walked back to my car, called my brother. He got there before the cops. They called the cops. But no, I'm just saying, like,
Did you ever get it lit up before you ran into him?
no, I didn't. Thank God.
I
Thank
was
God
about
I
to say,
didn't.
yeah, like,
I
I didn't know if you
immediately
were
ran
getting
into
out
them
smelling like straight
again.
bud.
Yeah, I was just an idiot. But that was, fender benders can be expensive. That one didn't cost me too much. Mechanic, he pulled it right out. Got me a new hood, made it work. It was
There we
legit.
go.
Those vehicles are troopers. Those
Yeah.
old 90s. You know what I mean?
They're built different.
I don't want to say Chinese
Those are
vehicle because I don't know who makes
good
Japan.
metals.
I don't know who makes Honda, but yeah, those 1990s metal Hondas. They were making drift cars out of them shits. I'd love to have one.
Yeah.
The car
No,
was a lot of fun. It had a sunroof.
that is.
It had the fucking seat belt that kind of went by itself when you shut
Oh
the door
yeah,
and open it.
I know what you're
I
talking
love that
about.
car. It was
You
fun.
could
Yeah,
buckle it or unbuckling it.
son of a bitch. I really had to kill that car. That thing was a trooper.
That's what's up. No, I had an old '95 Z71 Chevy.
Nice.
That's what I had in high school. My uncle gave it to me. His dad passed away, and it was his dad's. And I was 13 at the time, and he gave me
He
that.
gave you a truck at 13.
Yeah, he played pro football. He didn't need it. Like,
Y'all are crazy. Y'all
so,
did different.
and none of his kids were going to drive that. I'm a country boy being out there and get a Z71 4-wheel drive, nice
Nice
Chevy.
ass truck.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
that
Like,
truck was fire.
it was a nice Chevy, and put a system in it, put some tires on it, jacked it up a little bit. Like, I loved that vehicle, and I got that at 13, and he put it in my name. So like, if my parents ever got mad at me, that was the one thing they couldn't take away from me was that truck.
That's
because
insane.
it was in my name.
That's badass.
Yes, my
Truck in
uncle
your
was
name at
thinking
13.
of me for sure.
Yeah,
like,
that's on point.
because I was a shit little kid.
Oh yeah,
I was. And I
Everybody
was
is.
like,
They
and
just,
then like, I'm
think
like,
you're
okay,
great. Like,
I'm
no,
leaving.
everybody
They're like, you're
was.
not leaving. I'm like, I'm taking your keys. You're like, you can't. Like, it's mine. Like, that's my
In a court of
truck.
law, a 13-year-old kid would win this case, dude, for real.
Yeah.
If parents try to take your vehicle and it's like, no, it's Grand Theft Auto. It's in his name.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
So-
Grand Theft. I don't know what the fuck it would be,
But no, it was crazy. But no, I missed that truck. It was built different.
oh yeah, you go through a lot of shit with your first vehicle like that. I went through a ton of shit with that old Honda. So much. Doing hood rat shit with my friends.
Dude.
It was just, it had the best times. No, really, it was. I really didn't even have it too long. I had that car for like 2 years, and then I wrecked it, I fixed it, and I flooded it. So, but it's still probably my favorite car.
Well, we've gotten off the topic about 100 times, but what about that Usman fight and that Volk fight?
I love the way Islam Makhachev played it. I said that so weird. I was running out of breath a little bit. I love the way Islam played it. He really surprised. Well, not even surprised. He's not to be fucked with. He solidified his
I didn't see it like that.
reputation.
And like I didn't see that kick being so effective as it was because it looked like it really just kind of skinned his head. But I guess it caught enough to get him down. But did you see like the replay though? Like Volk was getting hit
Oh, we're talking about
illegal
Volk? I thought we were
hits.
talking about
Oh, I'm sorry.
Usman.
I thought you said
I thought you said Usman. I'm
well, I
tripping.
thought you said Islam. You were talking about Islam.
I did say
So
Islam.
that's why I thought we were talking about
I'm
well,
tripping.
no, you're good.
The Islam fight, yeah, I hated
He
it.
was hitting him with
Absolutely hated
illegal
it.
hits like when he went to the ground though. Like if you watch the videos, like he's hitting him in the back of the head. And that's what a bunch of UFC fighters are calling it out on. But I mean, it was still a good kick. It was crazy. I didn't see that happening. And I give it to Usman. Let's get on that one. Like I give it to Usman because like Usman came in being 12 days out. Like the dude looked good in there.
I didn't know he was 12 days out till after the fight was over.
Him
That's
and Volk.
crazy.
Him and Volk got at the same time. But it was crazy because he looked good in there. If they would have went 2 more rounds or maybe even 1 more round, like I think Usman had it. Like I think Usman would have came back and won that.
Hamza ran that gas tank in the first
round.
round.
Yeah, he did. He said that he broke his wrist.
He took it to. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he really took it to him, and he laid on him, and he's
definitely got his
condition
like. But they said like I was watching like previews like when they're talking and stuff like that. Like he said he's been working out crazy and like in crazy condition. But I was like, bro, you blew yourself out first round. Like if you're going to a 5-round fight, like you wouldn't have made it. Like.
But
round
Usman,
4 and 5, like you would not have the energy to like knock out somebody. I don't think
Cormier,
as of right now.
Cormier made a good point at the end of the fight when he mentioned that Usman hadn't even been taken down before in his career until just a couple fights ago. Mm-hmm. So to see the way that Khamzat handled him, even gassing himself after the first round and hurting his own hand, seeing the way he finished is impressive. You said earlier, he definitely matured from his earlier fights when he was missing weight and being disrespectful. And the post-fight interview, he
definitely's changed for sure.
Yeah, he's made some major improvements, I think, in the ring.
How about that Johnny Walker fight?
Johnny Walker fight was nonsense.
That was
I think
crazy.
we touched on that. The Johnny Walker fight, disqualification or no contest.
He technically was right, like Dana said. The doctor asked him where he was at. He said, "I'm in the desert." I mean, like Dana White said, he's technically not wrong, but I guess he's got to have better answers.
Yeah, have a more specific answer than that. It's kind of
like a Varsity Blues question, like the man's holding up some fingers, true or false.
If we had a sport that wasn't played, the UFC only goes to Abu Dhabi on occasion. Is what I'm saying.
So they go to Abu Dhabi, another 5-year contract with them.
You got to be like real respectful. They really they really take disrespect seriously in other places, not just Abu Dhabi. I don't know shit, but in other places. So you got to play it safe. It might have come off disrespectful when you say some shit like that.
It's supposed to be like one of the cleanest and like most like there's no theft there. Like you can leave your like stuff around, and
there's also no homosexuality. It's against the law
to be homo.
Yeah, in I'd hate to say the wrong country right now. I want to say Pakistan. I don't know how close that is to Saudi Arabia. I don't have enough knowledge here, but I know that in most of those Eastern countries, homosexuality is forbidden. I'm pretty sure when they were having the soccer championship that we passed most recently, someone was killed on that shit. Here I go. I'm just saying things at this point, but I feel like I feel like a dumbass, but I know I've heard some shit like that. It's insane though to be in this day and age and make it illegal to be.
I mean, it's about to say. I mean, one of my family members, he is, and I don't.
Well, individuals, you can't really change the mind of it. I mean, you can try to change the mind of an individual, but when it's the ruling of the country, that's insane.
I'm just like, I mean, that community. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, if just because another guy likes another guy or another girl likes another girl, or I mean, it's just the world we live in now. Like, it's just something like, banning something like that, like. It's just crazy. I mean, let let everybody live their own life with who they want to live it with. Like it shouldn't matter.
And soccer is played in the States some, but most
Hmm.
of the time it's not.
Big
Most of
country,
those
like
big,
when you get
yeah,
into
you go to
like
Barcelona, you go
England
to
and Barcelona,
Spain.
yeah, like something like that. Like that is their football. Like I
Yeah,
mean, it
absolutely. That's their
which they
national
call it
sport. It's their
football,
national
but
sport. So
yeah,
it's
like
insane to.
football to us is like like
I bet
the
that's the
same thing.
most live shit
Oh
ever.
yeah, dude. I would love to go to one in like England or yeah, Chelsea or something like that. That would be so crazy to go to one of their stadiums and watch a soccer match.
I think I was listening to We Might Be Drunk podcast, and Mark Norman mentioned that right there. That when they had a game in England or a fight in England in the UFC, rather than chanting, USA from the crowd, or rather than whatever disrespectful shit they chant, they sing songs together. That's how they taunt. That's how they
Mm-hmm.
talk shit. That's how they get their point across and support, and support the fighter they're there to see. So it's badass to go to another country and everybody's just singing the same song or just
Yeah.
talking shit. I remember when the Queen died, they were just singing like Lizzie's in a box, Lizzie's in a box, but they're all singing it together in unison. It's beautiful. It's fucked up,
It's
but it's a lot of fun. I bet it's a
uh,
crazy experience to be
dude,
standing
I
there.
do want to go over and visit that. Like, I would love to go out of the country to like England,
And it
France.
wasn't England that was singing that. I'm
I
sorry, it
mean,
was somewhere else. but my point being, in other
yeah,
countries, they do it differently than America does. And all we know is chant USA or chant,
that is true.
Bisping sucks, Bisping sucks, or whatever. We're pretty simple. We don't have a lot of depth when it comes to talking shit.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of fights on this go around. I'm gonna break. I'm gonna break before we get going. I'm gonna
Okay.
gotta look at all
Let's
the
hear it.
because it was an incredible card. All things considered, I wanted Volk to win, best pound for pound in his division. One of the most impressive fighters. I love Volk like I love Shevchenko, and
I do too,
have
man.
for a long time. And I don't give a shit if they come to a point in their career where the fact that they're taking losses means that they're growing, they're maturing still. As far into their career as they are, they're not afraid to go out there and die for the shit. I will watch every one of their fights. I always have, man. I'm not
Her
gonna change
last fight
now.
was she should have won. I feel like.
Hundred
I
percent,
feel
hundred
like. I
percent.
mean, it was so close,
It was
and I
insane. I
give it
was
to
pissed off.
that girl. Was it her?
They're-
What's her name? Like Al? I don't even remember. I'm butchering it, but she's from Mexico. And dude, it was a hell of a fight. Don't get me wrong,
It was
but
a great fight, but the way
I've
they judge those fights sometimes
it's crazy.
can
Like
get
I would love to like
squarely.
they need to do like a season on like how refs
How the judges
what
mark the
they're seeing.
scorecards.
Yes, like
You know,
what are you seeing
we
to
understand
make
things
this
like
like in the
takedowns. Yeah,
Usman
you get
fight? There
multiple
was one that
takedowns.
was a
That's easy to understand.
that was a tie, and then there was one that was a 28-29, and then there was another one that was like a 27-29. So like
They
there's
talked that they said that like it was a split decision, but I'm pretty sure it was unanimous. I think just the numbers were different.
yeah,
At
but
first I was like, it was a split decision. Usman fight. I thought it was pretty unanimous.
so yeah, but I was just like, where did you get those scores? Like,
And I
what are
didn't
you
mention that fight.
seeing for?
And they do like ground control, wrist control, attempts, grappling attempts, how many times they go for a grapple attempt in a round, if they take them down and keep them down rather than the guy just getting back up again, or girl, I'm sorry, just get back up again. They judge on a lot of different shit, but sometimes I completely disagree. At least once every 2-3 months, I'll be on Twitter like, I'm never watching fucking UFC again. They robbed them, blah,
Dude,
blah, blah.
it's
And then
been
I'm
getting
watching
like some of
Saturday.
them are getting pretty bad.
Yeah, it is ugly. And sometimes Dana
especially
agrees.
like
Sometimes Dana agrees. Like, what are you
especially
doing?
like when we have like these
Referees.
big ass fights, like I guess we need to have like the best of the best refs like doing those, like make sure like they're I don't
You would
like,
think the
because, like,
UFC has the best. As
that's
much
what I'm
money as
saying.
they
Like
in.
it's crazy.
I was
like,
just talking earlier about how they don't pay the fighters enough, but fighters are compensated better than other fighting organizations pay their top fighters. You gotta give them that. They do pay more. More has been done, but I don't know. Again, everything's up to, what the fuck do I know? It's
yeah,
all left up to interpretation. But it seems like they could be doing more, but they do more than everybody else.
yeah.
Um, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. I'm
going and saying these fights. Magomed Ankalaev and Johnny Walker was we already talked
dumbass
about that. I'm
fight.
sorry. Usman and Khamzat I didn't touch on too much. The
Usman looked good.
Usman
being
looked
12,
great. He
12
looked
days out,
conditioned. He's
like
a 5-round
the
fighter. He's
oh
done it
yeah,
time and
that's what I'm
time
saying. Like
again.
that's what I was
He's
saying
a
earlier. Like
championship fighter. He's
you give
champion.
that dude another round, another two rounds, like
So you're saying he didn't
Usman
lose?
winning.
He's ran out of time,
He did.
and he had a
He
bad
did.
first round.
He did. He had a bad very first round, and then
I don't
he
think he was
start
prepared for that
second round. He kind of
grappling.
came through. Third round, he was starting to really come through. That's what I said.
It's
Like,
disgusting to see Hamza work the ground game. He just puts like
and like
it's
being 12 days out and coming in with the conditioning that
he's
he
great.
had, he looked good in there. He really did.
They
I
both looked
give it to Usman.
incredible.
Like the dude looked like a championship fighter. It just he ran out of time, is what I feel like.
He did.
That was just his deal.
But he also took a lot of shots.
He did. He did. I'm not saying like
defensively.
he definitely lost the fight, but I feel like he lost the first 2 rounds. I feel like he won the third round.
And if there would have been a 4 and a 5,
and if
maybe
they would have been a
shit
4 or
been
5, because that's when he was really like second round, he was like really breaking through. Third round, he broke through, and then fourth round, like because Usman was so what's his name? Hamza was so wore out, like him trying to take Usman down, he couldn't. Like he couldn't get Usman down. Usman just beat him, dude. Like that's why I said if they would have went 2 more rounds, like Usman really broke out. Like it would have been in trouble for him.
But touching on the Volk fight, one thing I do respect about the Volk loss the second time around against Islam is that it solidifies it. They went, he 2-0, no question about it. Just like Usman with Leon Edwards, he did it twice. I mean, and Leon Edwards was the second fight. It wasn't a knockout, but it was. I feel it was pretty unanimous.
Yeah,
you watch the fight, you can tell
won the fight. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He definitely won the fight.
It's crazy to see those things happen. I was bummed out, of course. Could have cried. Ikram Aliskerov was incredible. I forget how that fight even ended, so I can't even speak on it. I'm fucked up about it. I should have taken notes. I've been taking notes, man. I got old notes from like a month ago.
Talking about, you said you had some old notes.
Good points.
You wanted to talk about when we did this, but it's been a minute for us, so I'm definitely glad we got back into it. It's been a minute.
I know it.
Glad to put another one out.
Muhammad Mukayev fought. I missed that, dude. I missed the whole prelim. I can't even lie.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was coming out so early.
I didn't get it till I think I got the last fight of the prelims, and it was the one that I was telling you about, the dude with the one eye from Russia. That was making his UFC debut.
Did pretty good.
Yeah, he was 11-0 before he came in. He was 11-0 with 10 knockouts. He was 11-0 with 10 knockouts. So now he's 12-0 with 10 knockouts. Damn. He went to decision on this one. But
pretty nasty.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Yeah, he's gonna.
But I forget whenever they go over there that the time change. So I don't even think because that's crazy. Like
it started at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works out in our favor. Sometimes,
especially a pay-per-view event on a Saturday at 1:00. Like,
yeah, I mean they have to do it live.
I wonder how much they actually lose on like the Abu Dhabi fights and stuff like that, because like people not buying it at 1:00 in the afternoon. I don't see many people buying. Like I really don't. Like no offense. Like I'm sure there's still a lot of people that do, but I see like a huge difference that people aren't watching it at the 1:00 and they do at night.
Agreed. I'm one of them.
Yeah,
I just miss it. Like, and then I'm pissed for the rest of the day because I didn't decide to check until like 4.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, who's fighting on the
luckily
prelim? And
because
then it's over.
I was getting the updates on that Russian, and that was the whole reason I got the message that he was fighting, that he was walking out. So that's why I turned it on and saw his fight.
I gotta get notifications though.
Yes,
this past Saturday rather, I'm chilling with my kid. We're hanging out. We're eating breakfast. I'm like, hey, let's go somewhere. Let's go to the mall. Let's go to the shoe store. Let's go look at. So we get dressed. There's a crackhead parked in my driveway. They're blocking in my vehicles, both of them with like a shitty gray Pontiac from the 90s. I go out there and the dude gets out. He looks like a biker. I'm surprised he's in Pontiac. He gets out. Yeah, chick in the passenger seat. They both kind of look twacked, mid-50s, just not having a good time. And he's like, hey, I'm sorry, my car overheated in the street. Without giving too much away, I live across the street from an enormous parking lot, a big parking lot, and it was empty. And this guy parked behind my 2 vehicles in my driveway. So I was like, okay, yeah. And he's like, oh, we just didn't get out of the car because I don't want anybody to think we're doing anything. So you just park behind me? I live across the street. If you would have gone 8 feet that way, you would be in a huge parking lot. You could die over there. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a big parking lot. You're gonna park in a stranger's driveway directly behind me, blocking me in, and we're just getting ready to leave.
People are crazy,
He was like,
bro.
"We're about to get pulled out, man. Somebody's coming to pull me out. We'll be quick." I was like, "Okay," because I saw your car. Usually, I'm a nicer guy, but I just didn't understand. I didn't understand. I live
I
across
don't
the street from a
blame you.
fucking parking lot.
Two big parking
Too
lots.
big parking lot. But if you, I mean, I understand he's overheating. He's got to get somewhere quick. I got to pull this bitch over. You could pull to the right and block me in, or pull to the left,
And
just
a big parking lot.
to the left in a huge parking lot. He blocked me in. So thank God that happened because it caused me to have to wait another 20 minutes. I got on my phone, got curious about the fights, and I saw that they had just started. It was 114. So the prelims had just ended, and the
Yeah, it
main
was
card
just main
was
card.
kicking off. So, you know, God works mysterious ways. It worked out in my favor. I got to see the main card. It was a good card.
Saved you some
I could
money.
have fucking cried. Yeah, true that. True that. I could have cried. Well, no, we went to the shoe store right after that. And I need shoes.
Yeah.
And it's just, she saw some Nike. She like, they're fire. I can't lie. They're pretty
Yeah.
hard. Pretty hard.
Yeah, I went and bought some shoes the other day.
I love buying shoes. I realized something about myself. I love buying shoes. I love buying new clothes. I love putting that shit on. I love new shoes. They smell good. They look so clean. That's why I get the white Air Force Ones. Because when they're brand new and you put them bitches on, you got some force fields. You just look at yourself in the mirror everywhere you walk. You feel like an angel.
You feel like an angel.
You're walking on cloud nine.
That's how I feel
Literally,
with
it's
my
all white,
off-white,
fresh
or
as
not my off-whites. The
Travis's.
not my Travis's. The all-white dunks that I have.
Oh
the
yeah,
low
dunks
dunks,
are hard.
and
You just
that's
feel
how I
crispy,
feel. I
you
feel so good.
fucking
In those
fresh as
unions.
hell.
The unions.
You're sliding on butter, putting them hoes on. I love it. It does feel good. I bought a new shirt, just to, I need shirts. I wear
Yeah.
the same, the Supreme shirt I've had forever, but I love it. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's putting on new shit. It just feels great. It's hoodie season. It's, we're about to hit Halloween in
I
like a
already
week.
got mine on.
I'm saying,
Got my
I'm
big
ready.
one on.
I'm ready
I
for
love my
two-piece
big one.
track suits. I'm ready to go buy some more hoodies and put some things on.
Oh yeah, I
It
feel
just feels
that.
good.
I feel that. Well, you got anything else?
I think we covered for the most part. We got to link up again soon, Doug.
For sure,
We got
a lot sooner.
Yeah, hell yeah.
This one was we took a little break, both
man.
busy, but finally we were able to link up.
Made some life changes to both of us.
Yeah.
No big deal, man stuff.
We got y'all one out.
Grown man
so
business. Yeah, Doug.
we'll get them out as soon as possible. But hell yeah, to the next time.
Yeah, sir. Ski. We'll lock in soon.
Bet.
Peace.